Drones, drones,
Drones.
drones,
Drones.
Drones.
The iconic images of war are etched into our collective memory. Soldiers storming beaches, tanks thundering across fields, and the haunting mushroom cloud of a nuclear blast. But what if the next world war has no front lines? What if the first shot isn't a missile, but a single silent line of code? The nature of conflict is undergoing a radical transformation. While we've been looking to the skies for threats, a new kind of arms race has been accelerating in the digital ether and in laboratories, trading human soldiers for silicon and minds for machines. This is the story of how humanity is engineering its own replacement on the battlefield. Forget what you think you know about warfare. The assumption that a human will always make the final decision is rapidly becoming obsolete. The third revolution in warfare, after gunpowder and nuclear arms, is already here. It's a war that will be waged at the speed of light, powered by artificial intelligence, and fought by autonomous machines that think and act on their own. For decades, military strategy was the domain of human generals, their minds honed by experience and intuition. Today, AI is emerging as the new digital strategist. These systems can analyze vast oceans of data, predict enemy movements, and simulate millions of battle scenarios in the time it takes a human to blink. The goal is to create an insurmountable surprise by integrating AI with existing military hardware to produce unforeseen capabilities. But this goes beyond just planning. The cybersecurity landscape is now a battlefield in itself. AI-driven cyberattacks are designed to be faster, smarter, and more devastating than ever before. These aren't just simple hacks. They are sophisticated operations that can poison the AI models that control critical infrastructure, manipulate data to create chaos, and deploy malware that learns and adapts to our defenses in real time. Adversaries can use AI to launch sophisticated cyberattacks, making it harder for traditional defense mechanisms to keep up. The soldier of the future may not be human at all. Autonomous weapon systems, once the stuff of science fiction, are now being deployed. We've seen them in action, from loitering munitions in recent conflicts to the development of autonomous tanks and ships. The most chilling evolution is the concept of Slaughterbots, swarms of small, intelligent drones that can be programmed to identify, select, and engage human targets without any direct human intervention. These systems are becoming terrifyingly accessible. A commercial drone can be modified for military use with relative ease, blurring the line between civilian and military technology. As nations around the world race to develop smarter and more independent weapons, the calls for regulation are growing louder. The United Nations is actively debating the legality and morality of these weapons, with many countries pushing for a legally binding treaty to ensure some level of meaningful human control. But in a world of rising geopolitical tensions, consensus is dangerously elusive. The ethical black hole is this: when a machine makes a mistake and kills the wrong person, who is to blame? The programmer, the commander, or the algorithm itself? As if AI generals and robot armies weren't enough, the next frontier aims to erase the boundary between the human mind and the war machine. Brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, are no longer theoretical. The US military's research arm, DARPA, is actively funding programs to develop non-surgical neurotechnology. The goal is to allow a soldier to control a swarm of drones or an active cyber defense system with their thoughts, cutting reaction times to nearly zero. This technology promises to merge human intuition with machine speed, creating a hybrid form of intelligence on the battlefield. Imagine silent, telepathic communication between soldiers or targeting systems triggered by a single thought. We are stepping into an era where conflict could be waged at the speed of thought, a concept so profound its full implications are still impossible to grasp. This isn't a distant future. Research is advancing so rapidly that military applications are expected within the next decade. This relentless march of technology is reshaping not just warfare, but the very meaning of power and control. What happens when intelligence, not armies, becomes the most dangerous weapon on Earth? If you're as fascinated by the future of mind, machine, and power as I am, hit subscribe. We stand at a critical juncture. One path could lead to a world of algorithmic deterrence, where hyper-intelligent systems predict and prevent conflicts before they ever begin. The other path leads to a frantic global arms race, where every nation scrambles to build deadlier, more autonomous AI, making peace a fragile, temporary illusion. We are moving from a post-war world into a pre-war world, but one where the enemy is not just another nation, but potentially the very technology we created. Humanity has survived the age of gunpowder, and so far, the age of the atom bomb. The question now is whether we will survive the age of the algorithm. What happens when intelligence, not armies, becomes the most dangerous weapon on Earth? This is the Boundless perspective, and we've only just begun to explore what's possible.